us Mr. Sandeep Khatri, who is one of our notable alum. And today we are here to discuss on a very trivial topic, which I think is part of everybody's career aspiration sooner or later in the life where somebody wants to do masters would want to go for it. So before I begin, I would want you, Sandeep, please, if you could introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, first of all, to give me this opportunity to speak here, to share my experiences when it comes to the NET examination. So my name is Sandeep Khatri. I'm teaching law since 2016. I've been associated with various law coaching institutions, law colleges, and edtechs. As of now, currently, I'm teaching law, the major subjects, all the criminal law, family law, constitutional law, in Study IQ Judicial. I'm mentoring students for judicial services examination.
Okay. Sandeep, since we are discussing about UGC NET, we have all heard of it, but those who are from first year, second year, and who wants to have a better understanding, what is this exam all about? Can you tell us that first?
Sure. So let's start with the basics. What this exam is all about. So this exam is UGC NET. UGC stand for your University Grant Commission, and NET full form is National Eligibility Test. This test is conducted by the agency NTA, National Test Agency, which is in the news for all the bad reasons as of now. You all must know about the NEET examination and even the NET examination, even the 2 days before it was in the news. So this is basically the exam. There are three purposes when a student is appearing for NET exam. The very first one, the very basic one, is that this is for the minimum eligibility criteria for assistant professorship. The second one is if someone wants to join GRF, Junior Research Fellowship. And the third is that you want to do PhD. So these are the three basic needs. Why one needs to write this exam is these three reasons. This exam usually takes place 2 times in a year. So one is probably in December and the second one is in June. So there are 2 times a student can attempt for this.
Got that. So now that you've told us the basics of it, does it differ subject-wise, or what is it like? What does the syllabus look like, and how do one strategize it around that?
See, the thing is, there are two papers. There is one paper one, and then there is paper two. Paper one is common for everyone. Everyone in a sense that whosoever a student is from, someone is from commerce background, science background, law background, or any particular subject. Paper one is something which is very, very common. Okay. So when it comes to paper one is of 100 marks and it contains 50 questions. Okay. And then there is paper two, which is of 200 marks and 100 questions. So I'm assuming that our students are basically preparing from the law stream. So paper two, when it comes to that is all about the law subjects. There are 10 units. There are 10 units in paper one. Then there are 10 units in paper number two. There is no break in between. There is complete 3 hours test. And the good news is there is no negative marking in this. Plus, there is one more condition about this exam that one needs to make sure that the student gets 55% marks in their masters. So these are the two papers. Now, when it comes to the detailed syllabus, when it comes to paper one, there are 10 units. Like the very first one is teaching aptitude. Second one is your research aptitude. Third one is your in relation to communication, higher education, people development and environment, uh, reading comprehension, logical reasoning, mathematical. So one can easily download this complete syllabus, the detailed syllabus from the UGC NET website as well.
Got that. So, how you mentioned, Sandeep, that there is, you talked about the syllabus. What are the right resources to avail these syllabus? Is that any book of your recommendation, any websites of your recommendation?
Okay, so the most important part of this particular session is the strategy one only. Okay, now I'm going to talk in detail about the strategy session, that how one can easily prepare for paper one and paper two. So let's first discuss about paper one. When it comes to strategy of paper one, the very basic mistake, the common mistake done by the students is that they usually ignore paper one. Okay, because the mostly when it comes to your college, when it comes to your preparation, the very first focus is paper two only. So how one can prepare for paper one, or how one can score maximum marks in paper one? I'll refer one textbook first, that is KVS Madan, one of the best book available in the market for paper one. Okay, so that's please mark it down. Make sure you note it down. I'm repeating the name of the textbook, KVS Madan. Now coming to what else do you need? So I say the very step one for the preparation strategy should be that one should solve paper one and paper two, and within the 3 hours. So suppose if you are preparing for the upcoming December exam, so the very step one which you should take is that solve paper one and paper two. Now let me tell you what is going to be the benefit of that. Because of that, you will get to know that how what is your level of understanding of the exam. Like you will get to know that which one are the weak areas or which one are your strong areas. Okay. Step number two, download the syllabus from the UGC net website only. Then refer or at least minimum last 5 year previous year questions. That is your first material after KVS Madan. So PYQ will tell you the nature of examination, the nature of questions that has been involved. Solve as much as MCQ as you can. So this is completely objective type test. Okay. And there is no negative marking. So you can play Kaun Banega Crorepati as well. If you even don't know the answer, there is no point in leaving the answer. Okay. At least attempt. Okay. So solve as much as MCQ as you can. There are many books available in the market. There are 3 to 4 books available in the market, which is only about MCQs. So you can, buy one and completely solve that. Okay. Then you can also join test series as well. Then there are, I never recommend coaching for net examination, but yes, test series is something which will prepare you for this exam. And now coming to the most important thing. Suppose you are preparing for paper one and you don't know what to study when it comes to teaching aptitude. Just open the YouTube channel and search for teaching aptitude in one session. You will get many sessions on YouTube available on teaching aptitude. After watching 3 2 sessions, then read from the book of KVS Madan, and you are done with the concept of teaching aptitude. This is how I've seen students who have given only 2 to 3 months and they have cleared this exam very easy. So this should be, I think, the one of the best strategy you can apply to clear this exam.
So,
Yes.
Sandeep, how you mentioned that how you are very specific about certain subject like the topics, but I'm sure when you prepare for exam, you can't be well equipped with all the topic. Could you please help us understand those important topics that one should begin with?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to paper one, there are some important topics like there are total 10 units. Okay. But if I need to choose 5 where you will get maximum questions from, the very first one is teaching aptitude. And when it even comes to teaching aptitude, I can tell you the subtopics as well, like methods. You can pick any PYQ, you will get questions from the methods topic of teaching aptitude. You will get questions from evaluation system. You will get question from all online learning tools, including LMS and SWAYAM. Okay, so teaching aptitude is very, very important. Similarly, research aptitude, types of research. What is qualitative research? What is quantitative research? Then what are the research softwares available in the market? What is research validity? So research aptitude, again, very, very important. Then there is types of communication. So what is formal communication, informal communication, positive communication, negative communication, very, very important. And when it comes to higher education, the National Education Policy 2020, very, 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 very important. Okay. Then comes to people development of environment. In that, there is one topic of pollution and types of lakes. Almost every year you will get questions from these subtopics. Pollution is always in the news when it comes to Delhi also, and it is our one of the national problems. Okay, so types of lakes, energy, solar energy is always in the news. So you will get questions from paper one. So I think in paper one, these 5 topics are very, very important. When it comes to paper two, I can tell you there are again 10 units, but if I need to tell you the most important ones where you just cannot take the risk, I'll tell you there are 4 units where you will get the maximum questions out of from. The very first one is your constitution and administration. Second one is your jurisprudence. Third one is your public international law. And the final one is your law of crimes. So these 4 units, majority of questions will be from this one.
Okay, they say, like you mentioned in the very beginning, that it's all objective. So is there any part which involve writing skills, or if the paper is completely objective?
The paper is completely objective, but in paper one may get reading comprehension passage,
Okay,
may get some basic mathematical questions,
okay,
data interpretation questions.
okay.
But yes, even in those, the student will get 4 options, and out of 4 options, he need to tick the one.
Okay. Now, please tell us, understand, someone who's a post-graduation student, what is the right time to start preparing for this exam? Like, is it after your post-graduation, or this exam demands a good year of preparation? How does it go generally?
Okay. I'll answer this question by saying there is no bad time to start a good thing.
No, that's there.
Uh,
But
but
someone
when
who
when
is
it comes to
in
even eligibility criteria, if someone is going through 2-year LLM, then in the final year they are eligible for that. If
and
someone
they
is
can sit for it in the final year, they can sit for this paper
yes, they can sit.
without clearing it.
They can sit for this paper, they can clear this paper, but there is one condition attached to that, and that condition is that particular student needs to complete his LLM within 2 years with minimum 55%. So that's the minimum eligibility criteria. I think most of the students, I'll say 80% of the students prepare while doing LLM only. While LLM, okay? Most of the students. And trust me, it is not that difficult level like judicial services or APO examination or SEBI examination. If a student is giving 3 months, only 3 months of 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis, they can easily clear this exam. Because I'm assuming that if someone is preparing for NET, they want to enter into education, and they can't be below average. Okay, the student is already clear with the basics, and the exam is all about the basics only. So one can easily clear within 3 months while doing LLM only.
And what percentage of quant is involved in this paper one?
Not much, not much. I think you can say 5 questions for logical reasoning, 5 questions for basic mathematics. But even that mathematics is of only till 10th of level. I know many of the students, especially I'll say law students, the
Clearly,
moment
that's why I asked this question.
they are like, no, that's why we joined law school. so they can run away from that subject. But the thing is, after taking 2 to 3 classes, because this is very, very basic mathematics. I'll not say this is something, like an equation has been given and you will be said, okay, find X and so on, or put any kind of theories into that. No, that is mostly about data interpretation, like statistics, or it's very, very easy. I think within 2 to 3 hours, anyone can learn that. So it's not difficult.
How we discuss eligibility for the same? How do one understand that this? How would you suggest our student to take up this as a career? What qualities can entail them in this? So I tell you, when I was in my law school, I had no understanding that this could be a career, or what qualities one need to have a career. Because so this is just a net paper. Once they get into it, they would be going for PhD. So one should own a good writing skills because they have to submit thesis, research work. What other things comes along?
See, one of the best thing about the law is that there are good amount of options for a law students when he's a graduate. Now, the thing is that is a problem as well. I see it as a problem as well, because the more the options, the more the chances that one student can puzzle about it. So my personal suggestion is that one student if someone wants to enter into this education industry, the very first basic requirement is that that student must be good when it comes to reading.
Right.
So let me give you an example. I'm teaching since 2016, okay? But now we have been just introduced with the new three criminal laws. Now I cannot take this as a defense that I'm not going to teach them. So I have to study. And similarly, if even there are not new criminal laws, there are always some amendments, there are always some new case laws, some judgments, some guidelines. So one needs to be, I always say you are a law student for the rest of your life. Okay. So one must ask oneself that whether I can do this or not. Second thing, once it is reading, the second thing is the learning, the attitude of learning. I see most of my colleagues, they enjoy when it comes to when someone told them, okay, this is the concept, this is the interpretation of this particular clause. They get excited. Okay.
Right.
If someone is not getting that excitement from that, then I don't think you can survive in this industry. Right now, whether it is a private law college or whether there is a government college, everyone, students, if they are not enjoying your classes, they will just, going to write a mail, a complaint, and so on. So if one cannot enjoy being a teacher, see again, and one more important point I like to share here. One can be a good student, but teaching is altogether a different game. It is like I know the concept, but do I have those skills that I can transfer that knowledge to my students? How good are you when it comes to explaining most complicated legal provisions? How good are you when it comes to students are asking again and again that we are not getting the concept? The patience and everything. So if someone can tick all these boxes, okay, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to read, I'm good, I want to develop this skill of explaining. This is not something very supernatural. Okay. Anyone can be a teacher. Okay. Because at some point of time, we always teach something to someone. Okay. Like WhatsApp to our parents, or anything to our child, or anything to our friends. So the thing is that if one enjoys that process, so for me, it is like I always feel like a rock star when I go into my class. I can see in the eyes of my students that they are enjoying my classes with the help of good creative examples, with the help of landmark judgments, interesting case laws, or recent judgments. So if one can, do this, one is ready for do this, so they must pursue this.
Okay, how should one should plan their study plan, like understanding that paper one, paper two. How much time one should devote to paper one, paper two? What is the weightage of both the exams, and how should one plan their study?
So as far as the weightage is concerned, like paper one is of 100 marks, paper two is of 200 marks. So it's obviously that we are going to spend more time on paper two. So for paper two, one must spend minimum to minimum 2 hours a day. And for paper one, I guess 1 hour is more than sufficient. And if you follow this timetable for the next 3 months, you will be done with your syllabus easily, completely.
What are the challenges of this profession, lecturership? Okay, they're done with UGC net, they clear the paper. What are the challenges since you're into this fraternity? You understand, or what challenges comes along when you're a lecturer or you pursue this path?
Uh,
Is
see,
there a constant pressure of publication that comes along? Is there a constant pressure of completing a certain hours of uh, lectures? How does it go?
see, there are two types of teaching as of now. Okay, this is what I have discovered. The one is the formal one, which is in the colleges and the universities, the formal one. And the second one is informal, which is in your edtechs and the coaching industry. Okay. Uh, I was fortunate enough that I have worked in both the places. And as of now, I have chosen the informal one, which is basically the coaching industry, the edtechs and so on. So as far as colleges are concerned, the thing is, there are a lot of formal, or you can say formalities, or you can say a lot of paperwork one needs to do, some extra things other than your teaching. So let's take my own example. I started teaching in a college, and it was completely 9 to 5 job. So I used to give, I think, 3 hours, 3 lectures per day, and I was completely fine with this. But before 3 hours or after 3 hours, what I was, doing, I was literally not enjoying that. All the paperwork about which has been given to the assistant professors and so on. So most of the people, I think, quit because of that. I was fortunate enough again that I have been given opportunity as a visiting faculty as well, so that I can enjoy just my teaching, because I joined this profession only because of that I know ki I want to do this, I enjoy this process, so I'll do this only. But yes, one needs to go through with that as well. Then again, there is as you mentioned that the pressure of the research papers, then the quantity, and then the quality, and then there are FDPs, faculty development programs, then there are seminars, then there are workshops, then there are moot courts, many extracurricular activities. So one may enjoy this process, one may not. So for me, I'm like, I can do whatever I want to do when it comes to my classroom, but outside the classroom, I don't enjoy that process much. So I think for me, that was a kind of a struggle.
What perks and remuneration this profession brings, Sandeep? Why should one feel or feel like pursuing this as one of their profession?
Okay, I think the amount of respect, the amount of love you get from the students, when we study, when we are in our college, there is always, at the time of farewell, there is one thought ki we don't want to leave that college.
Right.
If one is like, I want to spend the rest of my life with the young minds, and trust me, even most of the times, even a teacher learns from his or her students. There are many instances when my students came up with so good questions, then I was like, I never thought about this. So, the learning, the experience, you are always, interacting with the students, you are always in the college. So that is the best thing about this profession. And as of now, I can tell you the colleges or the edtechs, they are paying very well. And I can say almost to the, or one can say, I say almost up to the level of law firms. Not exactly with the top tier 1 law firms, but I can say tier 2 law firms. So they are paying really well, even the law colleges and the edtechs. So that is completely up to us.
So you have, although I'm not from this fraternity, but you've given me enough for me, like for a layman. I think this will help us. Any last piece of advice that you have for those who are considering this as one of the career?
Okay. I was thinking about this, that what if any student really wants to enter into this profession, but somehow for any XYZ reasons, they're not able to clear NET. So what about that particular student?
Right.
So for that student, I can suggest that you can focus for SET exams. Now, what is SET exam? Basically, suppose someone is from Maharashtra or someone is from UP. So there are some state eligibility tests as well.
Okay.
And they are comparatively very, very easy.
Okay.
In comparison to NET.
But
So
and they can practice in that particular state.
Yeah, yes. Then that particular student is going to be eligible for in that particular territory only.
Got that.
If someone has cleared Maharashtra SCT, so in Maharashtra, all over Maharashtra, whatever law colleges are there, that person is eligible. Second, you like it or not, but if you want to enter this profession, focus on research papers and not on the quantity, but on the quality. And my last advice, if you really think you have something in you that you can teach really good, and because again, NET exam doesn't mean that you will get a job. NET exam is just an eligibility criteria that you are eligible for this post. So what I'll suggest my students is open your YouTube channel. It will not cost more. I think today we all are using good mobile phones where you can record good video, good short video of 5 to 10 minutes of any particular topic or any of your specialization. and just go with it.
Right. That's
And
another
be
platform.
constant. You don't need to wait ki, okay, this particular college is going to give me the opportunity or something like that. So you can, today there is YouTube. And if
Is
student,
net a mandate, Sandeep? Like you said, it's just is it has it become a mandate? This has always been a very controversial question. Few colleges take it as a mandate, few don't. And somebody who fails to qualify net but yet have procured PhD, is that equivalent to that?
see, it's again, as you said, it's a controversial question. But the thing is, when it comes to government colleges, they take it as a mandate.
Mandate, okay.
No second question asked. When it comes to private colleges,
So it's
they will hire you, but give you a lesser salary. So it is kind of a win-win situation for them as well.
yeah.
So that's why we always recommend clear this exam if you
And
want to be in this industry only.
and after qualifying your net, is it a mandate to do your PhD?
Yes.
And what is the time frame that a net score remains valid?
Net score remains valid for lifetime. But if someone has cleared GRF, its validity is for 3 years.
Okay.
So if someone cleared GRF today, within 3 years, you need to start your fellowship.
Otherwise, net scores remains valid.
Yeah. But you can, but once you are GRF, then obviously your net is cleared, so you can join assistant professorship whenever you want.
Got that.
That's a lie.
Got that, Sandeep. Thank you so much for, I think it's enough for today. I think we've got too much information on the same. Can't thank you enough for
Pleasure
taking
is all
time
mine.
and
Pleasure.
helping our students. So this video is gonna go live on our YouTube channel, so they can access as and when they seek time. But thank you so much, Sandeep. Thanks. Such a pleasure connecting again. Thank you. Could you please stop the recording? Is there someone from IT here? Is there someone from IT here?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
So, please record. So stop the recording.
Sure, ma'am.